Oh, that was easy. Okay. So I believe, despite having done this a little while, we have to make a motion to elect a chair, and then someone has to put someone forward, then someone has to second it, and there has to be discussion, and then we vote. If memory serves.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I nominate Krista for chair.
Second. Makes sense.
Third.
Good.
That's unanimous. Okay, well, I appreciate that. It would be an honor to serve again as chair. I did want to say, I'm not sure yet. My term is up after this year. I'm not sure yet if I intend to run for another term, but I think kind of maybe following the steps of Mark. Like, I think if I do run for another term, I might try to cede the chair position, move some other folks. If I ran, got elected, and then served. So anyway, a lot of ifs there, but I do think it's important to kind of like shuffle the leadership through a little bit and like, yeah, exactly. And I consider doing that this year, but I'm not ready to let go. No. I think I'm happy to serve again and then reevaluate next.
Good.
Thank you. Okay. It's weird to take a vote on yourself. So all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Okay, the ayes have it. I strongly appreciate vote of confidence for this. Okay. So next up is vice chair.
To nominate Rob Nato.
Second.
Right. Would anyone like to discuss?
Do you want to be nominated?
I would be pleased to serve in that role.
Right. Okay. All in favor of Rob as vice chair?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Congratulations.
Okay.
Okay.
You're right in the hot seat.
He's already sat there.
I know, I just was like, wow.
So
You put my.
I did, because it was gonna be really crowded down here without Matt.
she knew.
Yeah.
Okay. So next we're going to review the role of the committee. I think Karen was able to get the slides in to the drive. Thank you very much. Why don't we take like 5 minutes and skim, and then there are some highlights that I want to call out. But it's like kind of long. I don't think we need to go through everything, but I do kind of want to just give people like 5 minutes. It's 74 slides, but go through it and see if you have any questions. Oh, thanks. I was about to do that.
I got some 11 by 17 for them. It's like a big thing.
And this is so for context, this is consistent with the presentation from the municipal association. For those of you who served on the committee, like a few years ago, we had them come and present to us. And it's the closest thing to like official guidance that exists around what a budget committee is supposed to do.
Is there anything new on it from what's on the district website? Currently, do you know is there an update? Boy, this sounds loud over here. I hear myself. Oh, maybe that's it.
I can turn it down. Yeah.
I don't know, because I haven't looked at the one on the website in a while.
On our website, it's on a link on our website. I just didn't, I've read it multiple times. I just didn't know if there's any.
It should be consistent. The only thing I didn't know is if there's roll a budget PowerPoint presentation, if it's from the same year.
It's the same thing.
It's the same year.
It's exactly
Okay, then no.
Okay.
I need
All
to.
right.
I just opened the other one up and
Yeah.
they're dated December 3rd, 23.
Thank you. Krista, can I ask a question, since we're mulling this over? Just, obviously there's 6 elected members and then, 4 ex officio members. Can the ex officio members be a chair or vice chair?
No.
Since we just went through that, I didn't believe so, but since we're reviewing this.
Yeah, no, with an asterisk that like that is something that was told to me a few years ago, and I'm not sure if that's like written down, but I'm pretty sure it is.
You know,
Yeah,
it's in the RSA.
yeah, okay, thanks, John. All right, in 2 minutes, we're gonna discuss. I have a few things I'll touch on, and otherwise we can chat if anyone is unclear. Something. Oh, yeah. It's a problem. It's 20 years. Oh. I feel that. All right, everyone ready to start chatting? If no, that's okay. It's important. We can take another couple minutes.
So.
My car.
Oh,
Um. Oh. You guys ready?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so I wanted to start quickly on slide 13. And I promise I won't like keep us here very long about this all, but this is cool. So I remember when I first learned that folks had been doing this as long as 1934. It grounded me in sort of like the legacy of the town. And I don't know, kind of just underlined like the importance of what we all do here. So I wanted to start and not bypass that because that's pretty cool. A lot of people have given their time and efforts to make this town like what it is and try to be generally responsible and have it be a nice place to live. So I feel proud to be a continuation of that. Jumping to slide 16, the benefits of the budget committee. Um, So, uh, this one I like to look at because members are a source of innovation, creativity to improve efficiency in services. If convinced it's meritorious, an additional advocate for a project or purchase, a place where hard questions may be asked and proposals may be modified, a check and balance on either governing body or legislative body excesses, and a review of expenditures to ensure the budget meets the needs of the town and aids in future preparation of future budgets. This is interesting because while I do think all these things are true, And I strongly believe these are the benefits of the budget committee. I wanted to highlight it because I think this is where it gets slightly not contradictory, but like there's always that gray line, right, that we talk about all the time. And a strict reading of this slide, I feel like um, a reader could walk away with the impression that like we could ask or advise or do whatever we want or whatever, right? But there's that balance. And a few slides later, maybe slide 18, I think. Um, the summary of responsibilities is like a narrower view of that, much more focused on the financials. And I kind of bring that up because to me, this like discussion of like what is the budget committee's role has always been like there are opinions on a spectrum and like probably the right answer is somewhere in the middle, and it's okay to maybe press in either direction. Like things that I know we don't do is fire individual teachers, for example, obviously. Um, oh boy. Give me 1 second, Joyce. Your backpack is not in the car, Chris? Yeah. If it's not in the car, it would probably have to be at the store. So why don't you and Daddy go back to the store and look for it?
Thank you.
Or possibly in the bathroom. No. Check the store. All right. I'm sorry, guys.
What a right.
Disaster.
All been there.
So I like we can discuss this like other people have opinions, but like I just wanted to highlight it because I've always found that even within the prescribed literature, there's some variance that's open for interpretation, basically, is the point I'm trying to highlight here.
Yeah, I think that goes to when we've talked about many times, like, are we venturing into being a select board meeting or a school board meeting during a budget committee meeting, and where those gray lines are? I think if we all just sort of work together to highlight when we think that might be happening, then we can collectively say, all right, maybe we need to step back from this and look at the financial piece. You know, on slide 18, it also says, we don't control the spending. So once those budgets are made, and where things change, where money might be moved from one line to another, or how those boards choose to expedite things, that's really not our purview. Like, we might ask questions in the following budgeting process if money gets asked for again. Let's say there's $100,000 that was set aside for, the transportation, but only 20,000 was spent previously. Like, why? Like, I think that's our role, but dictating if that should or should not have happened is a different thing.
I always find it fascinating that this is the only group that really looks at everything and sort of prioritizes everything. And that's why sometimes you say, maybe the school you should do because we need money somewhere else, or vice versa. We have not been in any position at any time, I don't think, other than with the roads, to say we need to spend more. That's the only time that I can remember that we've really gotten into that discussion. Not that we have, but we've discussed it. But it's just it's just a unique place to be, to prioritize the entire town's budgets. I just think it's fun in a way, and it's just interesting.
I think that and CIP is the other area where
Right.
I've seen this committee say we should be spending.
And then that brings me to slide 28, which says we have a duty of cooperation. And I don't think we've ever gotten close to this in my years, but there's like I think like what is appropriate for us to ask, what's not maybe appropriate. The RSA defines it as pertinent information. Again, that's pretty broad, but the municipal association takes it as broad as a right to know law request. does not appear to require a department or board to perform multiple what-if analyses. I wanted to raise that one because I think while we've tried to stay away mostly from doing that, it is very difficult to say, we think you should reduce the budget without asking like, what would the impacts of that be? And that's a line that we've certainly danced around like many times. So, I think last year we and the year before, I think we did a fairly good job of saying like there might be a number that we want to pass back and say you had like maybe the school board, should consider reducing it by 300,000 and allow them to come back and tell us like what that would look like. But again, that's a place where this can get like a little bit challenging. Like it's a natural human, I think, instinct to be like, what would it mean if we didn't fund this? But and at the same time, we have the right to ask for pertinent information. I wanted to skip down to slide 36 and then I'm done with my highlights. If anybody else has anything they want to discuss or call out. So this I think was important. So disagreements. Do not expect the governing body or budget committee to achieve 100% on every cost item.
36.
Sorry, I just didn't hear the number you said.
36.
Got it. Thank you.
Disagreement is natural, I think. I think it's very healthy. I feel really proud that at least while I've been on the committee, we've been able to like disagree and at my job, we call it like disagree and commit and move forward. It's okay to take a vote that's not unanimous. I will ask this committee once again this year to try to hold ourselves to an elevated standard of decorum and respect as public officials. Obviously, I cannot control any of you. But I think that like our children, our citizens, like kind of expect that from us when they elect us, as much as they expect us to bring their voice here. So hopefully when we do like foster disagreement, we can do it with kindness and the benefit that like it's all coming from a good place. But ultimately, like disagreement can be good. I think, Lauren, you have often said like there are different voices in this town that deserve to be heard. And I think that's true. And I think we should all aim to represent voices in this room that we're hearing from the town that should be heard. So that's my spiel on the role of the committee. Anybody else want to highlight anything or talk about any of this? Questions?
I had a lot of similar notes to you, and I was walking in here this evening. I don't know why, but I looked up, Hopkinton Town Hall, and my initial thought was, how many people have walked through these doors over the decades to do similar things on similar boards? And there's a lot of history in this town. One of my favorite things to do is ride my bike around and read the historical placards, but tonight it kind of struck me that, this is a pretty unique building. So taking that role seriously as we go forward. Some of the things that jumped out at me on slide 17 is the word confer. And to me, when someone asked me, well, are you going to see your role differently when you're not representing the school board? And I don't really think so. And I would hope that confer means that we have dialogue. You've already expressed this, that, we're working together in what's in the best interest of the town and what our needs are. So I'd hope we could focus on that. And then on slide 18, again, does not control spending. I think some folks think the budget committee's role is to control the amount of money that gets spent. And I think that our role is to recommend budgets. I think, as I said last year, and many of us have said that are rational and that the numbers make sense with what people want to do. And then it's up to, the legislative body at school district and town meeting to make those decisions. And then the last one, same slide on disagreements, those on that slide 36, the middle one, that shouldn't be the focus of our recommendations or public hearings or town meetings. We put forward the discussions that we have, not emphasize the positive and not the negative, so to speak. And I think that there's how we speak as a body, like when you were at school district and town meeting, summarizing what we did as a committee, I thought was great. And that voice should come from the chair. Collectively, we're all in sync with what you put forward, which was, I thought, really well done.
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah. And beyond slide 36, it gets pretty technical. And I think there's a lot of good data there, just in just reminders of how things are done. That's worth going through. Not necessarily, this evening, but just instructive. And for people that ask about what is the budget committee do, someone saying the other day, well, you raised my taxes. Well, that's not accurate, that kind of thing. So this is a good reference to send people to if they're wondering what the actual role of the budget committee is.
All right. Any other comments? We're going to move on. Okay, so next up is approving the public meeting minutes of February 4th, which Karen very graciously printed. Thank you, Karen. Did anyone have any edits or comments? Do you want to take a couple minutes and flip through them? Is that helpful to people?
So I
Okay.
was able to scan them
Okay.
earlier, but all in all, from recollection, it from February 4th, a lot changed in between then and what actually transpired. And I do know I had made a comment about the closing of the lagoon, and that is improper terminology now, but that might have been what I said. It should have said cesspool. But I don't know that.
I feel like that one's okay. Yeah.
Amending worthy.
A couple of times, Mr. Nato is Mr. Nadia, but I think that's fine. We can all suss out who it is.
All right.
Very much like the formatting.
Yes.
The public questions and comments where the person is highlighted on the left and then the comments are bulleted. That's really, really well done.
I agree. It's
I'm
helpful.
gonna give a shout out to Beverly who did these minutes and she did a really
She did this.
fantastic job. So
Yeah.
Thank you to Beverly.
she'll be doing these minutes. So she's.
So thank you, Beverly.
Thank you, Beverly.
Very much.
Move to approve.
All right. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm going to recuse myself.
I'm gonna abstain.
Yes, okay. Okay, Dawn and Jonathan are abstained. And otherwise, all ayes. Okay, Vicky, over to you for town financial update.
Okay, great. So you have revenue and expenses through March in your drive. But considering we're so early in the year, they're not super informative. You're welcome to read them, and I have notes written down for funny ones, but like we pay a lot of the insurance at the beginning of the year, so it looks like we way overspent our budget, but those are the only payments for the whole year. So I was actually just gonna go through some general updates, if that's okay, and then you all are welcome to ask specific questions. So first of all, I just want to say that the select board are going through a process of goal setting for the year, and mine are all budget related, numbers oriented. So I'm hoping to start the budget process sooner this year. I'm really excited to meet with the CIP committee with Karen. I want to be in those conversations this year if I can make it work. And one of the biggest lifts this year is going to be examining the two TIF districts. As you may remember, we have one at exit 6, it's quite hefty, and one at Hart's Corner, which is quite small. And so just to make sure everyone's on the same page, a TIF district is supposed to take part of the tax revenue from the existing residences and businesses within that district and reinvest the money into just that specific location instead of going into the general pot. So we set up these two TIF districts in 2018 with the hope of generating business development and maybe more residential development. I don't want to speak for the voters who said yes to it in 2018. However, it needs to be reexamined. It's been on autopilot since 2018, and because of the 2024 revaluation, the amount of money that is now being put aside to the TIF district, specifically at exit 6, is a substantial amount of the total amount of tax revenue for the town. It's in here. It's on 116, but I'm just going to tell you the numbers because there's only 4 numbers. So I'm going to give you how much we deposited into the 2 TIF districts for 2025 and the total amounts at the end after those deposits were made. So here's the small one. The small one at Hart's Corner, which is Dunkin' Donuts, where 127 meets 2029. We deposited $10,900, and the total at the end of the year was $34,850 in that restricted bank account, right? Karen, you just jump in if I say anything incorrect. The deposit to the exit 6 TIF was $587,991. $587,991. So the total in that bank account is $1.58 million because the reval really increased the amount of money that is going in for the valuation increase on the residences and businesses in this TIF district. So at the moment, there's $1.58 million sitting in a restricted account for the area around exit 6 and $35,000 sitting in an account for Hart's Corner.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Because we get tax bills twice a year, does 2 deposits go in there, or is it 1 annual deposit? And when is that made?
At the end of the year.
Year end?
Yep.
Okay.
The actual tax isn't set until late in the year, so that's why it's done.
You need the tax rate.
The tax rate determines the total amount. Yeah. Yep.
The TIF district for exit 6 begins like by Yankee Book.
I'm not sure what the footprint of it is.
What's the range?
I'm on our website. Let's see.
Looks like this.
But their lot sizes, it's a little tricky to tell exactly where it is.
Yeah. So it's Yankee Book and transfer, what's that food place called? McLean's.
Or well, it used to be the Caterpillar dealership. It goes right across from that area, which is. And a lot's changed in that area.
Yeah.
Ownerships of properties.
There have been multiple, like, maybe we'll do this with it, maybe we'll do that with it.
Yeah, you can see in the town report, we spent $16,000 on various studies,
Yeah.
groundwater study, sewer study. At select board on Monday, David, who's in charge of the wastewater system, confirmed that we cannot add to the sewer system at this time.
I think that was payroll, 16,000.
No, this is a list of this is a list of studies
Okay.
at various price points, really between like 1 in $4,000, just a bunch of different Hazen and Sawyer. Anyway, so I'm not saying,
Do you know where the results of those are?
yeah, I think they're on the Economic Development Committee's website. Is that our webpage?
Yeah, Beverly put them out there. I believe they're in economic development.
So I have no idea where the outcome of this examination is going to go, but we're going to look at viability and the utility of these districts because, I mean, long story short, that's $1.6 million of tax revenue
Roads.
that can't be used for what we know are these upcoming major expenses. Like if you just look out at the CIP and everything that's coming down the pipeline. And specifically, you know, we've made a lot of moves at the transfer station. So we're gonna shift our focus, we have to the sewers. They've been cameraed. We're waiting for the report on that. Is that right, Karen? I can't wait to see what they found in the sewer system. But we know that it is an aging system that before we hired David was not being examined or focused on. So this guy's amazing. Thank you, David, for all your hard work. And we know that there's major things coming down the pipeline for that, and that there's what's the right word? You like my
Pipeline.
pipeline.
Figuratively.
Anyway, so we've got the sewers separate, except that we know that we have major infrastructure expenses coming, and that there is a pot of money that's being siphoned off the top and put into this restricted bank account that we are unclear how that's helpful in this time. So we're gonna examine it, and I will tell you everything I learned. Okay, so that's the TIF. So that's part of my goals. I have 3 goals: budget process, CIP process, TIF.
Thank you for working on the
Yeah.
TIF because I'm interested in that too.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. And okay, so then other than that, and the Georges Park bathrooms, which I should take this opportunity to say thank you to DPW and Buildings and Grounds and the school district staff who are all working on this years in the making process of redoing these bathrooms. Okay, and then let's see. Just another update because the cesspool project is such a major cost driver, or not cost driver in the short term, but it's sucking a lot of the air out of the room, and eventually it's going to cost us a lot of money. The specific plans by the engineers are done and therefore being ready to be bid out. Is that right? Okay.
Yep, the project is being, the bid documents are being prepared by the engineering firm.
Okay, great.
Should be going out soon.
So they put together bid specs. Is that gotcha?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That's my update at this time.
Thanks, Vicky.
Yeah.
I'm gonna struggle with terminology, but the project at the recycling location,
Yes.
is that combined with the pumping of the lagoons at the highway location? Are those 2 separate projects, or are they being wrapped together?
So I'm going to give you my short answer, and then Karen can fill in gaps. They are combined. There is an overdue dredging required for the Public Works wastewater treatment plant. So that material will be dredged, put out somewhere to dewater, and then it'll be included in the pit, whatever we're calling it, the thing where we're going to put the bat with the contaminated soil.
Good.
It'll be combined in there.
Same engineering firm, same
All
bid.
purpose.
Good.
All same engineering firm, 2 different bids, however, because the big one is a DES project, DES overseeing project, and has some federal state money in it. So it can't be combined with the other one, which is municipal.
In terms of the bids.
Yep.
Thank you.
They will reference probably one another, or, you know, so that or be advertised at the same time, and so that a firm who might want to bid on one go, oh, this would make sense to bid on the second one.
Hopefully it's a singular
Yeah,
contract. Or
it can't be a singular
a single,
contract.
a single contractor.
Contractor, yeah. That would be nice.
Vicky, is there any to add, or any news on the landfill cap that got torn? And has there been any updates yet? Which, if it's a no answer, is fine. On the big culvert by the transfer station that is planned at some point to move forward.
Okay, so again, I'll take my short answer and then pass the mic. The Novus is going to move on to making the engineering, the specifics, the specs for fixing the landfill cap as soon as the bid documents are out for the current, like what they're currently working on. And regarding the culvert, I don't know where we are.
So the culvert will, is going to be done by Weaver, and they're busy down at the 2029 traffic circle. So when that finishes, they will move over to our project, is what I'm told. You know, I'm sure they have other stuff going on, so I think our project is going to be a little later in the summer.
That makes sense. Is the town losing any property on that intersection roundabout by chance? I saw they were carving into the side, but it may be an easement and
Right away.
you right away. It's all in the right of way.
So
So no special them coming to you, the state coming to us
would have happened before I
before
got here.
this.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. I just saw some carving in. I was like, it's changing over there. Thank you.
I forgot something, which is that we have some positions open, right? It might be a good time to say it.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
We're looking for a full-time heavy equipment operator for the Department of Public Works. And the administrative assistant at the police department, or no, they're already in interview. They're already interviewing people for that. Okay. And also the part-time finance assistant.
We're interviewing for that as well.
Great. Okay. So it's just heavy equipment operator where we're,
And a police officer,
okay, a full-time police
full-time
officer.
police officer.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions for Vicky? Over to you, Jonathan. Your first update as our new school district representative.
Yes, so, I don't have a ton. I think, we have in the folder, March, February, and January, I want to say. We are sort of working toward the end of our year. Just want to pull up the March, the projected fund balance. As of the March 31st statement, projecting out to June 30th is 188,519, which is a little less than we had originally thought. That is due in large part to the hiring of a couple of positions. We hired an IA in Harold Martin, special ed teacher as well. So that's the reason for that. We just going through my notes here. We have certainly a major project coming up this summer, which is the boiler, which is going to be a large expense. And we're hoping to get it done over the summer before school starts. I think Jim Rizicki likes to call it a summer slammer, to try to get it done before the kids come back. And food service, just trying to find my notes. So food service is losing less than it lost last year, which was less than the year before. So we're continue to be underwater on that. This year we're projected right now of losing about 77,000. Last year was like 83, and the year before was about 85. So it's moving in the right direction. There has been some discussion about changing some of the pricing. I think that continues to be a moving target, especially given how food prices are moving quickly right now. So we're trying to think about that, but also think about the need. So that discussion is in the works, but certainly no decisions have been made on that at this point. And new requisitions are closed as of April 10th. Because basically, at this point, there really shouldn't be much need before the end of the school year. I think that's my highlights right now. But I'm happy to field questions as best I can.
So there's two big projects this summer, one at the entryway and one with
The
the
security
boiler.
redesign, yeah.
It's gonna be.
Is that still breaking ground, like right after school?
I think that's the
Right.
hope,
Okay.
yes. Rob probably knows more than I do about that.
Yeah, let's sit on that committee, and we have met with the architect and the construction company now 4 times. And the next meeting, the construction documents should be ready to roll, but we're definitely on course and sort of on time for what we expect to all to happen. So it's been a very, positive process so far. We picked a good team.
Is there like a goal of making food service pay for itself?
I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
Doesn't,
I don't think,
doesn't
I don't think it's
seem
ever gonna
like-
happen. I think it's an issue of trying to cut the loss
okay,
as best we can. We're
Yeah.
trying to be mindful. But at the same time,
aren't we like
there are
feeding,
kids, there are
feeding
kids,
children?
their hot meal may be.
Mm.
So I think that trying to attain the correct balance there, and also, there are kids that eat, there are adults that eat at the school, so we're thinking about that too. But I don't think that's ever gonna be a profit maker, and I don't think that's ever gonna break even, or probably even be close to it. That's me speaking as me, not, I don't think that's an official school board position, but that's my observation in watching it.
Any other questions or comments for Jonathan?
Are there any highlights you want to add on staffing changes? Obviously, at Maple Street School, there was
Yeah, we have.
pretty good sized one you might want to touch
Principal.
on.
Yep, that's fair. We have a new principal, which we have welcomed at our last meeting for Maple Street. So yes.
What's her name?
I don't remember.
That's okay.
It's right at the tip, the announcement is like right at the tip of.
Yeah.
the That's great.
No early retirements this year, or does that happen later? I know that can, I know there's one person retiring, but that was put in a while ago. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
considered early retirement or
Yeah.
not, or how that, because those are things we've kind of discussed in
On
the
top of that,
past.
I don't recall.
Sometimes with,
I think we're around the time, but I think it's probably after now.
Yeah, they would have been posted and had to have confirmed that. And actually in this past contract, that was set up so that it would happen prior to our budget, so.
In the fall, right?
They just need to commit in the end of January.
Okay.
I know people are committing like, right,
Yeah, so.
yeah, like last week, this week, even. So, nothing meaningful there.
no.
All right. Hearing nothing else, we'll move on. Thank you, Jonathan. Over to you, Don, for Kentucky Village Precinct financial update.
The good news is we've got another precinct commissioner to get our full complement of three. Bill Chapin Jr. has decided to join the precinct commissioners. We're struggling with the project, the big one that we, $400,000 of modifying and updating the purification system. There are 8 vessels, and they were going to start to do them 2 at a time. And they found out some things that they didn't know about when they first contracted this. So we're back into re-engineering and re-operating that process. So it's kind of critical because we hope to get that done. It's supposed to be done by July 1, which would be when we would have the large draw of water for the summer. So hopefully that will be finished up by that time. But that's a major concern at this point. And the other one is, thanks to Lauren tipping us off about Henniker's water meters. We had a meeting with a manufacturer of different type water meters and more modern ones. And I think we're going to move probably at least a significant piece of the 600, maybe 100 or 200 to try to get the new meters on those, especially the ones that aren't working that we've been struggling with for a couple of years now to get accurate readings. That's another major project we got going, thinking about doing. Other than that, we're okay. Any questions?
What do the new water meter cost on a home when you do something like that? Just curious.
Well, I won't get this accurate, but the meter itself is about 400, and it's a couple hundred to install it, and then you've got to pay for the administration part of the computer process that lets it read it. The unique thing of the new ones is that even the homeowner could look at that 24/7 and see what he's doing with his water. Some of the nice features about that, if someone goes away and leaves their home, they're away for a few weeks or months or whatever. And if they had a toilet running while they were gone, they would have one hell of a big water bill when they come back, but they could literally see that if they were hooked up and, spent the time to go look at what their actual water usage was. Of course, having an accurate water usage is also going to help the sewer billing. Those two are kind of tied together.
Do you have a sense of how long that takes to pay for itself?
Which part?
Well, having a new meter installed in the house that you're not getting any revenue from, I assume, if you can't accurately measure what their usage is.
Well, right now we've got about 100 customers that we're just guessing at, and so we're losing money there,
Yeah.
undoubtedly. So hopefully with these accurate meters and then get all the other 400 and some, make sure that they're due, because those probably need to be changed out too in the next 3 years. So we've got to look at the prospect of changing out 600 of them over the next few years. The life expectancy is only 10 years on those, and we're now at 11 and 12. Just another item that precinct is a little behind the 8 ball on.
Some of the meters are spinning in the basement, correct? But the communicator device is not working. So someone has to physically go in and they can actually get an accurate number. And then there's some that just are not working.
Some people won't let you in their house, but we've got an option of how to do that. If you don't let us in, we turn your water off. So, but they still have to go through that process.
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't want to answer their door to anybody, even though you're telling them that you're either assessing their property. There's some people won't let the assessor in their house, but we really can't guess at it. So we need to get accurate reading meters. And as you say, some of the problems are when someone does a modification to whatever, their basement or whatever, the person doing the modification cuts the wire to the remote signal. So that kills that meter. And now you got to run a new wire, or the battery outside for the monitor is not working. But those all have to be individually investigated and fixed. I don't know if I answered your question.
Yeah. Well, I guess I was asking, do you have a sense of and it sounds like you can't really get one of, how much your average house that has a malfunctioning meter is being undercharged every, I don't know,
That's,
are they monthly bills or?
it's semi-annual.
Okay,
But the problem is there's no average.
there's no,
Okay, but running irrigation.
Yeah.
I have irrigation and I'm way off the chart as far as compared to any average. It's a lot more complicated. No, maybe it's not as complicated as Hopkinton precinct where they just count faucets.
I guess. On that note, the select board had just voted on Monday to increase after a public hearing, the sewer rates another 30% as scheduled. So that adds to the imperativeness of getting the
Mhm.
meters updated and
Yep.
up to snuff. What the commissioner from Henniker showed me that I brought to Kentucky was an app on their phone, and it just shows all your water flow. You can see your heavy usage, how much your laundry takes, how much your dishwasher's running, all of it. It was pretty neat pie graphs, charts, and all breaks it down. So if we did ask in this process, if someone does have large irrigation, would people be able to purchase a deduct meter?
No. No, I mean, you're using the water,
For the sewer, though.
right, but you can deduct it for that, but you can't deduct it for irrigation.
That's why you need 2 meters.
No, you have 1 meter. And irrigation is just like flushing a toilet for the water use.
But then you pay the sewer on it.
Well, there's a separate meter if you have sewer. You have 2 meters if you have sewer because you have the deduct, but if you don't have sewer, like my property, I don't have sewer, I have a septic system. If my irrigation runs,
If you
It
were
goes
paying
through.
a sewer bill and you run irrigation, you would want a deduct meter as these fees are increasing for sewer.
well, I want to make sure I understand. Your sewer would be a deduct related, but your irrigation would not be.
Right, someone was there from River Grant and they run a ton of irrigation and somehow they have water meter come in. I don't know if that's broken down to every individual or the whole
Yep.
campus. But if you're running a lot of sewer, you don't want to pay a water bill plus the sewer bill that's increasing. So they have 2 separate meters.
My understanding is that the sewer bill is 90% is based on gallons at 90% of the water usage. So, if your household uses 200 gallons, your sewer bill is going to be 180 based on 180 gallons.
Mhm. I don't know.
And it's
I don't-
got to be off of your reader because I don't think we have separate meters in there.
We don't, that's
So-
well, we need to get accurate water meters.
Yeah.
I don't know how the sewers, it relates to, like, that's the first time I heard that relationship.
So we wait for your readings to come in and then
Mhm.
the town clerk's office takes care of the sewer billing
Yeah.
based on the readings that are provided by your commissioners.
And just to reiterate, because I have these at several locations in work, we have 2 meters. The person who owns the property has to buy a separate meter. Your irrigation all goes through that. And your domestic all goes through the other meter. And the sewer is based off of what runs through the domestic, not what lands on your lawn or fills your pool or fills your hot tub outside. So you're not paying sewer on that water usage. So it's 2 meters.
Okay, we're getting into nitty gritties here.
It becomes cost effective at a certain point.
would also be a good way to monitor, in the event that you wind up having water shortages and you need to issue no water ban, a water ban on irrigation. You could then, anyone who's got one of those meters, you can know right away if they're watering when they shouldn't be.
Well, it's public, we haven't had to do that for the last few years. But we may have to come up, but the precinct does know when we're getting close just by the depth of the big tank.
Yeah.
So currently, there is no deduction, as you're pointing out, Lauren. Depending on the water use.
Yeah,
Like,
if I'm watering,
you're paying for the water that comes in and you're paying 90% of that for your sewer,
Expecting that.
regardless of how you use the water.
yep, if you have
Regardless
large.
of whether that water goes into the sewer or onto the grass.
Correct. And
Yeah.
for places that know they're going to irrigate from spring to fall, fill a hot tub, wash their own cars in their yard, whatever you outside stuff. It's not going into the sewer system, but you're being billed for it. And so there's a tipping point
Yeah.
for someone that uses it quite a bit.
Really.
Generally, there's someone that you have to annually pay to come and inspect. I have to go to these inspections and they confer that you didn't have the plumber go down and fiddle with things and put it all on the other. So that's another fee that comes with it annually, but just,
But the town has no way of separating that at this point. Okay. And the homeowner has no way of making that.
not unless you buy that second meter.
All right. Matt is not here, but he did send me an email that he has no meaningful update on Hopkinton Village Precinct.
You didn't get insurance on the fire, chief?
No update yet.
No update.
Yeah.
We didn't even meet in April. We couldn't get a room.
Which brings us to summer schedule. I think we waited until September last year, but maybe we met in August.
We can check.
Unless somebody strongly disagrees, we almost always don't meet in June and July. So then the question is, do we want to meet? Do we feel that it's necessary to meet in August, or do we want to meet in August?
Yeah, you're right. There was no August in 2025.
I think August is tricky.
I can only remember once.
Meeting in
Yeah,
August?
yes.
Yeah.
There was a specific reason for it and I
Yeah.
can't recall exactly what it was, but I don't recall.
I don't really either. What we've historically done is September, we kind of come back, we get the updates, we talk about like one or two things we want to focus on for the year. Maybe there's like a hot topic, maybe we'll get an update from the safety redesign, security redesign, sorry. And then I think even for October, I think in September, generally what we've done is said, like, let's pick a particular deep dive topic for October.
Yeah.
And then by November, we're like into budgeting more. Does that sound reasonable to people? All right, so that's what we'll do, Karen. We'll start September
Second Wednesday.
Second Wednesday still?
second Wednesday.
Would anybody be averse to it being the third Wednesday for this September? I have a planned vacation. I'll be here, which is fine.
That would be September 16th.
It's the third.
Not too filled in at that point.
Yeah. That's fine with me.
Doesn't make a difference to me.
Nope.
Okay.
Great.
I already put it on my calendar.
16th of September.
A great day.
Is that your birthday?
Okay.
There is an open space committee meeting at 7:30 on September 16th.
All right.
Here.
In here, I believe, yeah. That's where they meet.
7:30 at night.
7:30 at night.
Seems like they should meet outside.
That puts a 2-hour timeline on our meeting. I feel good about that.
Yeah.
We should be able to do that. It's early on.
I mean, we could do that, or we could do like the 15th or something. Or if we don't want to, if we want to keep it on Wednesday, I guess we could do the 23rd.
They can have our Wednesday. Maybe.
That's the switch.
23rd?
The third is open.
Okay.
Are we looking at the 23rd?
Yeah, we're looking at the
Now that they
23rd.
added
Let's
16th.
call.
So 23rd would mean. Then we meet again.
I was gonna
That's
say,
true.
now we're pushing it pretty tight. It's not working for Charlie on the 23rd.
Okay.
Why don't we just keep it 16th?
16.
I think the 16th is good. and-
All right. You can't get too chatty then.
You, the open space committee, might enjoy
Open
Watching.
space.
Yeah.
I think we can
All
get
right.
it done in 2 hours.
Keeping it to the 16th then.
Thank you all very much.
Yep. All right, I will open it for public comment.
Do we have anybody online, Karen?
Rich,
Which is there?
I'm so sorry. Were you here the whole time?
Don't raise his hand or anything.
Mr. Houston.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Rich, were you here the whole time? We apologize.
That's okay. Yes, I've been here the whole time, but I very much appreciated everything that everyone said.
Okay. I apologize if we left you out of any votes.
That's okay. Oh, I heard everything. You guys did good.
Okay. I feel terrible. Well, I'm glad you're able to join us online, Rich. Thank you very much for dialing in. Do you want to make any comments?
No, I'm good. Just
Okay.
the cows here we're very interested in what you guys had to say. And I just wanted to say I couldn't be there in person because I had a conflict here at work. I couldn't leave on Wednesday.
No worries. I get it. I have to run out of here and find a backpack, so we all have our things going on. Well, thank you for joining, Rich.
Right. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Okay, since we have no actual public participants, I will close public comment. Is there any other business to come before the committee?
I do have one thing that I forgot to mention on the school board update. And this is, I don't have a ton of information on this. I only found out about this afternoon. But apparently there is proposed legislation afoot. I don't know if it's out of the House or the Senate state to do away with Article 10 and immediately require the refund of all Article 10 funds to the taxpayers. I bring this up only because from my perspective, we haven't discussed this as a school board. This is information that I only got earlier today, would cause a significant amount of chaos to school budgets. Given the fact that we religiously try to fund Article 10 for all kinds of good reasons, me personally, I think that this is a very bad idea. So I put that out there just to put it on people's radars and maybe pay attention to this proposed legislation.
What's the logic of them doing that?
I do not know. I literally just found out about the existence of this, and I've been in court all afternoon, so I actually I haven't been able to even look at it, but I'm throwing it out there recklessly in budget committee just because.
Is this House Bill 564?
I don't even know the number on it, but
Okay,
if that's what that's about.
Because well, it's not about Article 10, which is a contingency fund. It's in regards to unassigned fund balance needing to be returned to
That may be.
it's unassigned fund balance that needs to be returned. But my understanding from
That's the House.
it was House Bill. It passed. House Bill 564.
564. Actually,
It passed the House, went to the Senate. The Senate did some amendments. It then has to get kicked back to the House. And my understanding was it would not impact a single SAU district. It is specifically for multi SAUs. So because we are not a shared district, I don't believe from what I've read on that it would impact us.
Then I very much appreciate the clarification.
I'm not sure if that's the same bill, but I've been following this.
Well, then I sit corrected.
I don't
Assuming that that's the same legislation, so.
exactly. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of stuff that gets proposed and
Yeah.
I just see stuff in my feeds, but that's one that's hot and is
Okay,
has somewhat moved forward, and then obviously the Senate did their amendments.
I'll do some more looking and we'll see. That's it from me.
It would be shocking if they would get rid of the contingency funds with all of the like scandals of the sort of like poor, like didn't Concord have like a multi-million-dollar budgetary shortfall?
Concord has many
16.
budgetary shortfalls, right?
Not that the contingency fund solves that, but like I feel like with the fluctuations in special ed especially,
Yeah,
it would surprise me if anyway.
I guess if I'm correct, the open enrollment bill got killed on the floor, correct? Which we had some
so
warrant
I think
articles.
it's sent to committee, which, yeah, essentially killed. But there's another one that is still live, that is attached, I think, to a spending bill. And so I don't think that issue is completely dead yet.
Okay,
I think it is.
still
The
brewing.
first one was killed, was sent to committee, but this other one I think is still alive, I believe. So
It's hard to follow it all.
it is.
All right. Any other business?
I heard there was something about the skate park.
There's a skate park fundraiser tonight. You should all come. Everett's North. A portion of the profits go to Friends of Spirit Skate Park.
Thanks,
I
Krista.
think there will be a table there.
There shall. We're giving away stickers.
There is.
Members of your very own committee are actively involved. Thank you, Lauren and Vicky, to raising money for the skate park, which, because we should bring it back to the budget committee, is meant to help the town not have to necessarily foot the bill for redoing the skate park or whatever. So thank you to our private community members who tried to raise private funds for town projects.
And thanks to the donors as well.
To donors.
All right.
Any hands?
Um,
Motion to adjourn?
thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. All right, I really apologize, but I.
Oh, it was a little free.
Before seven.
I recall using.
I was looking at the backpack at like the corner Cracker Barrel.
Early basket.
We stopped in there for candy.
Bye, Charlie.
Now I'm like, did we leave the backpack? But they said they checked the store, the backpack's not there. It's a disaster. So.
Chris, I don't recall. Chris, I don't recall ever using it.
What?
Yeah.
Gavel's so fun. Why even serve a chair if you don't think they got?
Well,